missing something.
Should we go and get some lunch?
That's what we was doing before you did that. Oh shit, I've left my jacket out. You see it?
Do you use the same flannel for everything, or do you have a separate flannel for your bum? Nobody has a shower every day. Right, well that's going to have to do.
This is the most important part of the day. Filming.
Lunch. Lunch. Lunchity lunch.
Lunchity.
You can munch your lunch.
But you can't spinny your dinner.
Yeah, I know. Tough one that, isn't it?
You can begin your dinner.
And it's a very exciting day, my loves. Because for the first time
Ever.
Not for the first time, well, for the first time ever from David's Chippy on Dale Road, Mill Row.
Dale Street.
Whatever. And the first time for a long time generally, I have indulged in what I can only describe as...
A battered sausage!
Oh, you've gone and spoiled the surprise. Now the one thing I'll say about the captain here is he does fold his chip paper very nicely and very neatly. I admire that about him. I've never told him that.
No, I'll show you how to done it.
I try not to say things that are too complimentary to him.
And I've noticed.
It spoils the dynamic.
No. Why have we got so much? You got loads of chips.
Yeah. Because I'm her favourite.
Why don't you look at you then?
Because I'm exceptionally unattractive.
I've seen it. As soon as you come in, she avoids eye contact.
Well, she thinks I'm some weird old creepy guy. Oh, good morning, Mr. Magpie. How are the wife and kids?
What is that?
And in many ways, she's right. I am a weird old creepy guy. Although last night, in the group, I was accused of being arrogant because I'm good looking and I don't suffer the same problems as people who are not so good looking. And I thought, my God, you haven't looked at a recent photograph, have you?
You're halfway there, aren't you?
I haven't been good looking for 15 years. Right, I'm going to enjoy this. And this is quite an early lunch for me. I don't normally eat as early as this.
What is good looking though? You as a woman, who'd check, me or you?
Oh. Me. But that would be nothing to do with looks.
Oh. I know it has something to do with.
I've just got more in common with me. We've got the same sort of lifestyle, we get up same sort of time.
Yeah, I mean you couldn't go wrong, could you really?
Have the same hobbies.
Are you?
And women aren't as shallow as us men. They're not so driven by looks.
I don't know.
It's a generalisation, but I don't think so, no. I mean, they're a factor, of course. And I'm sure that there are ladies who'll have had a dalliance based purely on appearances, but I think that in terms of long-term relationships and stuff,
Don't bear you.
I think they factor in more things.
Do go on. Oh no, you already have them. Can't believe what you've missed today.
What have I missed?
The FSM will be most disappointed with you.
Oh, grace is your thing. I've never said grace. And it's your turn.
It's not my turn.
It is. I did it last time. I did the Momo grace.
All right. Thanks.
Well,
Short.
really pushed the boat out on that one. Have you ever genuinely prayed?
No. But you imagine if the flying spaghetti monster, or whoever it is that you're actually referring to.
What do you mean, whoever it is? That sounds a bit weird. So if you imagine God, or whoever it is,
Can I just continue?
who are you going to get God mixed up with? Kenneth Baker?
Kenneth
Felicity
Williams.
Kendall?
Some people are arrogant enough to believe. Oh, no, man. Anyway, wouldn't you get fed up with having to listen to all this stuff? What you really want is if people are going to thank you, just get on with it. I want my own dinner.
You've really hit on something there.
I better.
Because if you read the basis of our faith, known as the 8 condiments, or the 8 I'd really rather you didn't, then one of those does relate to the fact that he doesn't need you to make a big fuss. He doesn't need big expensive church or sacrificial virgins or anything of that nature. So you've probably got a point when it comes to grace.
Right.
He'd probably rather that you just crack on with it. A quick thanks, and that's enough.
Have you ever been annoyed by someone being too grateful?
Yeah.
Well,
I've never thought about it, but my immediate response is yes. Then I'm sure that there have been occasions where you think that, yeah, okay, I get it, enough now.
yeah. That's the makings of a comedy sketch. That's probably already been done. You know, like you give way to someone, and you know they say thanks, and then they follow the road. They get out the car and say, "I just want to say thanks." Just want to say thanks. Oh, you live locally, do you? Yeah, just round the corner. Then they pop round later on the card, the card and a bottle of wine,
We should
and they make sure that they're on your Christmas card list.
we should start doing stuff like that for the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every week we should do something bizarre like that.
Oh, yeah, I agree entirely. I wish you ate a bit more quickly.
It's like going up to a stranger and pretending they're somebody that you know really well and asking them all of these questions and seeing if they just go along with it.
Well, you know that lady outside the chippy then? Did you think I knew her?
Oh, you got no idea who she is?
No.
Brilliant. Have you had any applicants for the presenter's job?
Have you?
I've had a couple of people say they wish they could do it, but they're too far away.
Well, it's easy to show interest when you know you can't do it.
And one made it clear that it would be presenting and bands only. There would be no messing with petticoats.
Why would that have to be made clear?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we may have,
You may have.
we may collectively have given out the idea that there might be a certain level of pottering involved.
I thought it was clear it was a joke.
I hope so. I mean, you are a happily married man. and therefore unavailable to the general market.
The general market.
Now, you went for the Irish. Did you go for the Chinese curry sauce?
Yep.
Right.
Do you want to know why?
I'd love to know why. And I think they would too.
It's better.
Do you know why I didn't?
Because I had it. Because you've had it before.
It's because my supper tonight will be my homemade restaurant stroke takeaway style Chinese chicken curry, which unsurprisingly has a form of Chinese curry sauce,
Yeah.
which will be considerably spicier than that.
Yeah, well, it is. The Chinese curry sauce is better than the English or the Irish, but it's still made for the great British public, isn't it?
Oh shit, I'm not wasting that. Okay, now this is going to be a tricky operation. I've got genuinely no idea how we're going to do this. Oh, there we are. There we are. Ah. I have a question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it an important or relevant question?
Relevant to what?
The answer that I'm going to give you.
Hey? It's relevant to lunch and our immediate situation.
Right?
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Genuine question. Have you ever inserted anything you bought from a fish and chip shop into a woman? Or, let's open it up, because I don't know everything about your history. Or, have you ever had anything bought from a fish and chip shop inserted into you?
Okay, I'll answer that question. The Matterhorn was the mountain that the Toblerone was based on.
Right.
See, it's completely irrelevant. What a stupid question.
It's not a stupid question.
Well,
We're eating fish and chips.
Yeah, but look at the answer. The answer's got nothing to do with the question.
No.
That's your fault. Asking stupid questions. What am I supposed to answer that, eh?
Tell the truth.
About what?
Have you ever had anything bought from a fish and chip shop inserted into you? And have you ever bought anything from a fish and chip shop and inserted it into somebody else?
That requires a different answer.
From what? Well, it requires a different answer from the Matterhorn being based on a Toblerone.
No, the other way around. They didn't
Whatever.
make the Matterhorn.
The FSM did.
That requires a different question then.
What does? I'm giving you the same question twice. It's not difficult.
It requires a different question to answer the Matterhorn question.
No, I don't want the answer. I don't want the Matterhorn answer. I want to.
That's the one I was prepared to give.
I
had that already.
I am trying to find out on behalf of the ladies and gentlemen.
You don't really want to know.
Well, I think they do now. I think
Okay.
I've piqued their interest.
Pique their bloody hat. Okay, the simple answer is a lot less complicated than the answer to the question that you didn't actually bother to ask.
Which question I didn't bother to ask? I mean, there's a lot of questions I didn't bother to ask.
The one about the Swiss mountain. I could answer that question that you inappropriately put to me with one word.
How is it inappropriate?
But like I just said, it's not the question that I planned on answering.
Oh, so, well, you hadn't made it clear that you were planning on answering a single and specific question. I mean, it's not like we script this.
You asked if you could ask me a question.
Huh.
Yeah. So, you did. You didn't really insist that I answered the correct question, did you?
Oh, I see. Oh, it's semantics.
I don't know it. I've come back now. No.
Neither.
Neither. Whichever you prefer.
Thank you.
What for?
Your full and frank answer to my question. And I'm sure that well,
Trouble, it's not a very interesting answer, is it? If I could say yes and give you an example, or could even say no and give you an example, but I'd have to make one up, because the fact that if it's never happened means that you can't really relate to it. Unless, of course, you almost did it, which you didn't do that either.
right.
So it gets complicated.
It
When you go beyond
does.
yes or no, then you've got to start talking about something then. And it's neither relevant to the rest of the conversation that we haven't had yet, or
Have I taken drugs today or something?
or the in fact the question that you didn't even bother to ask.
What question would you like me to have asked?
Well, whatever you like, really. You know, it's up to you. Do you think that leaf over there looks like a bird?
No.
It does.
I think it looked like
It's fallen over. Looks like a Peugeot Lion.
I thought it looked like a golf bag.
A golf bag. Interesting. I want some more chips now. I should have said, could I have some of his chips? Because he's going to have too many. He's going to eat his dinner
Lunch.
long before it's actually supper time. Are you telling me that the word dinner is incorrect, completely incorrect, or just incorrect for what you think?
My understanding is that it's completely incorrect.
There's probably an internet to give you the answer to that, but that might be incorrect as well.
Well, think of all of the dinnery things. If you went to a dinner dance, when would you expect it to be?
Yeah, I know. But, you know, our language is full of inconsistencies, isn't it? It's also full of questions that don't get asked.
One of the viewers asked a good question. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when you were almost in tears because she forgot to put salt and vinegar on?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody asked, why don't you have a supply of condiments here at PNHQ?
Well, because if I bring some dinner in, it's not going to be that. It's going to be something I've made, and it's already made to taste as I want it. So I don't really have any need for it. My only reason for bringing along some salt and vinegar would be that they never put enough of the stuff on the chippy dinner, and I've never found that to be the case. So there we go. That happens to be a full answer to a question that you didn't even ask.
No, it was
Somebody else did.
It
That's
was-
what you need to learn from other people's questions, and then you can get the answers that you want to your questions.
right. Well, I shall ask you some of the questions that other people have asked.
Can you?
Yeah, because there were a lot of questions asked in the singles group yesterday.
Is that relevant to me?
Excuse me.
Actually, I prefer the not.
Well, you are not single, so in their eyes you would be a success story. So yes, you could answer the questions as a guru. Let me think of the questions. What were they? What sort of date do you decide that it's pointless having another bath or shower before spring, and you will just kind of keep the same 2 or 3 base layers of clothing on and just change the ones on top?
Now, nobody has ever asked me that question before, and that's why I'm not entirely competent in answering that question, because I'm not very good at answering questions I do know the answer to. So ones I don't know the answer to can get me rather confused. So forgive me if I go around the houses for a minute while I try and think of an answer.
I can move on.
Completely different question.
All right, I'll move on. If you had a date arranged for Thursday,
This Thursday.
any Thursday,
Right,
but
let's check the date. Right. Okay, carry on. Let's say it's this Thursday, yeah?
so you've got a date arranged for Thursday, but your normal bath night is Sunday.
Oh, right, I see.
Would you have an extra bath that week, or would you just have a good dab around your bits with a warm flannel?
This is assuming that I have a bath once a week and not a shower every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what if I have a shower every day?
Well, I mean, you don't though, do you? Nobody does.
What do you mean nobody does? Most people do, I thought. Most people say they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody has a shower every day.
Would you like to answer Boaty's question on this? Because I think that he's assuming that everyone's a dirty bugger. You know, I've sat in the car with you many a times, and I've never ever smelt your crotch. So my assumption is that either you've
never brought me a drink.
You
Buy me a drink, you never know your luck.
You must do quite a lot of flannel wiping before your visits to me, and that would suggest that you're trying to bag me, aren't you? Otherwise, why would you be trying to impress me? Sunday you have your bath, right? Monday you come around, you haven't. Fair enough. Okay, I wouldn't notice, but you come around on Wednesdays as well. Sometimes I haven't noticed anything, except you're reaching for the can of deodorant. Maybe that's why. Do you get all the areas with your can of deodorant, or just the usual pits?
Just the usual pits, and then I use Scroty Fresh down below.
Scroty Fresh, I didn't know that was still available.
Oh yeah. Special order. Okay, another question.
Alright.
Do you use the same flannel for everything, or do you have a separate flannel for your bum?
Well, if I used the flannel, I would probably...
What do you mean if?
Well, I don't bother, I just use soap on my hands.
Well, what about when you dry yourself?
What about when I dry myself?
Well, that's when the flannel is essential.
Alright, not a towel then.
Well, no, the idea is that you dry yourself with a flannel first, wringing it out periodically, and that gets most of the excess moisture off, and then you go in with the towel.
Alright, I usually just stand around looking at my phone for 10 minutes.
You have your phone in the bathroom?
Yeah. No point in going in there otherwise.
That's wrong.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you not have your phone when you go for a poo?
Certainly not.
Yes, you do. How do you manage to do all these fart videos and stuff like that then?
They're organic. Oh! I see what you mean when I'm filming.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. But
if you're using a flannel, obviously you'd still do it in a particular sequence, wouldn't you? You want this conversation is probably not the most family-friendly one that we've ever had, and that's saying something. Why don't we move on to another question?
Do you really think we've got families watching us?
Yeah.
Do you really think that families settle down around the old iPad? Saying, right, come along, children.
It's time.
Mustard and Boaty have had lunch today. Oh, I love Uncle Mustard. I hope Uncle Boaty farts again.
Yeah. Well, if this was the 70s, then probably yeah, because there'd be nothing else to watch.
Oh, come on. 70s. Faulty towers on the buses.
No, I don't mean there wouldn't be anything else to watch. I mean,
Well, why did you say that then?
because there was only 3 channels at the time. Okay.
What was the first programme on Channel 4?
The news?
No.
Was it The Word?
No.
Was it the Channel 4 programme? Was it Let's Go Shopping in Bangladesh? Was it a fly on the wall documentary about tattoos artists and how they can go wrong? Was it one about gardening? Was it about haircuts? Was it actually a TV programme? Was it an advert? I bet it was an advert, wasn't it?
No, it was a TV programme.
A TV programme. Are you going to give me a clue, or do you want me to just keep guessing? Was it a food programme?
No.
Was it like a sitcom?
No.
Was it a serious programme? Because I've said the news, which the news is kind of almost serious.
Oh, well, it's not as serious as the news.
Right, okay.
But it's not unserious.
Okay. A sports programme?
No. Although it was competitive.
Oh, right, I see. It was a panel show.
No.
This is brilliant, this. I'm enjoying this. You should ask more questions like this. It was competitive.
Yeah.
Was it a programme to celebrate ITV's birthday, and it was a sack race or musical chairs or something like that? With all the managers. Stop looking at that, I'm over here.
No. You're thinking of It's a Knockout.
Oh yeah.
Or It's a Royal Knockout.
I
Did
used
that
to-
actually happen, or did I dream it?
Well, yeah, it did.
It's a Royal Knockout.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I used to like it.
It's one of those things that's been ruined now.
Oh yeah, of course, like many things.
Because, you know, what really made it was the chap commentating and laughing helplessly all through it.
Yeah,
But then he turned out to be a rotter, didn't he?
he did, yeah.
And so much that we enjoyed in our carefree childhoods has been ruined,
It's been soured.
soured, nice word, by people who turned out to be rotters.
Yeah, who was your favourite? Mine was Rolf.
Who was what?
Your favourite? Mine was Rolf. I was really disappointed by the news of Rolf.
I sent off for and received a signed photograph from Ralph Ellis.
Did you?
Yeah. When I was just 24. I've still got it somewhere.
Yeah, you
The
probably could
most
auction it now.
the most disappointed I've ever been by somebody turning out to be a rotter, and I'm not sure if it was ever proven or if it was just a thing that came out after death, but Clement Freud, because he was one of my favourite people in the world.
Do you know, I can't remember who that is.
You've never heard of Freud?
Freud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Sigmund Freud.
Well, this was his grandson.
Right, I see.
Clement Freud. He was a TV chef, a journalist, a gambler, but he was probably best known for being the longest serving panel member on Just a Minute.
Ah, right, actually, yeah. Yeah, I can see that is very disappointing, actually. Anyway, our conversation's taken a rather...
There's a question that you still haven't answered.
Yes, I know.
I'm not ending this video until you've told me what the first programme was on
What
Channel 4.
happens if I don't know the answer to that question?
We have to sit here
Which
forever.
is just going to keep on going.
Yeah. We literally have to sit here forever.
You're just,
Oh, that's wet!
you're just looking
I don't
for
want to be sitting on that.
Yeah, so the wet carpet that you left out.
Yeah.
It's been there a week. No, 5 days. Give us a clue then.
I've given you lots of clues.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Oh,
the
sorry, was that a guess? No, it wasn't. Give us a clue.
answer. No, well, no, that's a radio program.
No, it wasn't. It was telly.
What? Give us a clue.
Yeah, you Burke. How would it work on the radio when it's visual mime? You great.
I don't remember it.
It was Lionel Blair and Una Stubbs, and it's TV, video.
Oh.
But how's that going to work on the radio?
I
You
thought-
flabbergasted Muppet.
I forgot.
That was outrageous Muppetry.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
I know the game's charades, and I've just thought that's what the programme was called. I never watched it. Okay.
So your idea is to have a game of charades on the radio?
No.
Well, let's try it. We'll turn the camera off and we'll have a game of charades.
You're not going to make me look that stupid that easily, you know. You just jumped on the first opportunity and you thought, I've got it here. I've got him cornered. Well, sorry, fella, you haven't.
First programme on Channel 4, because I think they're getting bored now.
Who is? There's not even not watching now.
There's going to be, where are we? 30 minutes. Somebody's going to be still watching.
Yeah.
Alan Truckman. Hello. He'll still be watching.
Maybe you should put at the beginning of the video, someone's going to get a mention at the end of this video. Will it be you? Entice your minimal amount of viewers into watching for a little bit longer than they normally would do.
Why don't I just do the full Chops Garage clickbait? Oh my God, I can't believe that something dreadful happened, and then nothing dreadful happens. We should do that one week for a laugh.
Yeah. Not just to annoy people.
Yeah.
And make them go, oh right, yeah, there's the unsubscribe button. Right, tell me what the answer is then.
Countdown.
Ah, right. I would never have guessed that, even though it's obvious.
Right.
Did you used to watch Countdown?
Oh yeah.
Don't surprise me.
It's the only programme of that type that I didn't appear on. I did all the others. And I don't know why I never did Countdown.
You want you?
I never even applied.
So, that is probably the end of our lunch video.
Look, I've made a hair replane.
Try and fly that. No, the wings have fallen off the fuselage.
Oh, fuselage. That's a nice word, isn't it? Isn't it, viewers? Say it along with me. Fuselage. Fuselage. Is there any word that you can't make sound sexy?
There's bound to be, isn't there? You're struggling with them, aren't you, Billy?
Plectrum. Oh, plectrum.
That just sounds like a Marks and Spencer's advert.
Does it?
Yeah. This isn't any old plectrum for your guitar. This is Marks and Spencer's plectrum. Yeah, the difference is it's got an M and S written on it.
Yeah, well, I like the fact that M&S try and market all of their products on the basis that...
It's theirs.
Well, on the basis that it's theirs, and on the basis that the woman announcing it sounds like she's on the verge of a raving, sneezing orgasm.
Gosh, that's an interesting thing.
Wouldn't it be now there's a possibility. Why don't we advertise our cars as if we are having an orgasm?
That's not going to help.
We could cut from one to the other. And then we could cut to a bowl of cornflakes and somebody sleeping for 2 hours, and then we could do it again.
There's something in that, actually. Yes. Let's do that.
I see that glint in his eye. Right, I think we're calling that one a day. Where are we? 33 minutes of absolute crap.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching Mustard and Boaty Doing Lunch, and we will see you next time with my broken tripod. Very disappointed about that broken tripod.
Yes or no?
I don't feel as if I got my money's worth out of it. I only had it for about 2 or 3 months, and it cost a thick end of £8.